Guys, ladies, gentlemen, people, we're back. This is like the end of week 1 of this marathon Ironman prep. Probably could make a video that just says like, these are the races I'm doing. Treasure Coast Marathon, January, February, March 1st, and then Ironman Jacksonville, May 16th. So that's what we're training for. I have a coach, Parker Kurth, the man, the myth, the legend. And we're 1 week in and feeling great. So things are going well. About to go run. So today what we're doing is 14 miles, and then we have an hour 45 on the bike, and then a 20-minute runoff. With the 14 miles, it's just run a mile, walk for a minute, run a mile, walk a minute, blah, 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 and then do that 14 times. And then the bike is another, I'm not gonna sit here and try to explain that because I don't even remember all of it. But yeah, so that's what we're doing right now. Gonna rip a ketone IQ to get this day started. Now let's get this day started. All right, people, we're on the bike. So did 14 miles, run a mile, walk for a minute, probably walked like 40 seconds. It probably was the average. Run a mile, so on and so forth. 14 miles. Ended up being like just under 15 miles in total, but average pace was like 9 minutes, and that's counting the walking in between. I would say each mile was like a high 8-minute mile. And the first ones are probably like a low 9, like a 9.0 something. Average heart rate was 139. Tried to keep it below 150, which was pretty successful in that. Yeah, so now we're sitting on the bike for an hour and 45 minutes. We're doing just a lot of like low cadence work, essentially trying to build up my legs to make them stronger. So started out 30 seconds at 170 watts, and then 1 minute at 105. And we just repeated that 4 times. And then what we've been doing is a bunch of sets of 5 minutes at 145. I'm going to see, I'm pedaling too fast. Cadence is too high right now. So a bunch of sets of 5 minutes at 145, and then right into 150, and then like a break for 5 minutes, and then just repeating that a bunch of times. All at low cadence, and then still pedaling too fast. There we go. So yeah, that's what we've been doing, trying to build up these legs, make them stronger essentially. It's been pretty boring. Mentioned in the reel yesterday or whatever, it was like, I feel like a big piece of the puzzle. So training and like endurance type stuff like this is just being willing to do a bunch of boring shit to get better. And that's kind of what it is. And even the 14-mile run today, it was really easy. And I have been enjoying that because in the past my training has always been I was just pushed too hard every single time essentially. But it gets boring, especially towards the end, because you're having to control yourself to try to stay within these parameters. But there's purpose behind all of it. That's why you do that. But it gets boring after a while. But it's part of the process. Trust the process. And we'll get better. And that's what we're doing. So yeah, finished that run, and then just under 2 hours we hopped on the bike, showered really quick just to get sweaty again, but showered, ate some food, got on the bike. I had 2 bottles of orange juice. I drank them both. I only got 20 minutes left. Yeah, so I finished both those bottles of orange juice with salt, and we're sitting here, about to be done. What I'm gonna do is then I'm gonna shower again, just kind of rinse off really quick. I'm gonna eat, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. Just do some pull-ups, just do some light stuff, and stretch out and kind of roll out and everything, and then we'll call it a night. I need to go to the store to get some things, but that's kind of the plan for today. And then Sunday, all I have is like a, it's like a plyometric type of workout, and then that's it. Might try to do an easy swim in the morning with a buddy, see if I can wake up in time, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, that's what we're doing. I was gonna say custard, but I thought it would be very aggressive to open up the clip that way. Ironman Florida, let's go baby. but we're doing it in Jacksonville this time. First time ever in Jacksonville too. So I didn't realize that. I like signed up for the race and everything, and then I went to go look up videos and stuff of Ironman Jacksonville, or just like people that had done it. First year, 2026 is the first year for it. Had no clue. Who would have thought? Not me. So that'll be fun. Show out there for the first time. Should be a fast course too. Anyways, totally sidetracked. We're headed to the gym. So 14-mile run this morning, hour 45 on the bike, 20-minute run off. And then I showered again, second time showering. Gonna make it 3 when I get home. But gonna head to the gym, do some pull-ups, some stretching, rolling out, and just get a light little pump going on. And then grocery store, because I need to do that. And then I'm gonna wind down for the night. Still need to, excuse me, I'll have to edit and do the daily doodle. I hate to say I don't have the time, but the daily doodle shirts, as I kept thinking, like, I just haven't had a good block of time to sit down and like actually do it. But tomorrow is, in terms of training, like there really isn't any. Just have like a plyometric workout. Tomorrow's a great day for that, Sunday. So also another thing I need to do is swap the rear tire, because I bought those tires right before the first Ironman. They're something Continental Grand Prix. It's supposed to be like a good, faster tire, and good for not getting flats. So I like them. They're great. They're sticky. They're brand new though, and I'm gonna ruin that rear tire if I keep using it on the indoor trainer. So I need to put the gator skin back on the rear wheel, and I can ruin that one because I already have. It has essentially an entire flat spot around the entire tire, because I've been using it on the trainer. So I need to put that tire back on there before I go ruining that one. I also want to get new wheels for the bike. So, side point. Anyways, let's go to the gym before it gets too late. Hey, what is up? We got, currently what I'm eating is, got rice, tuna, 2 cans of tuna, some broccoli slaw, and then there's like jardinere in there. It's like jardinere with vinegar though, not oil. Tuna has oil though, olive oil. Olive oil. I love oil. So yeah, eating that. Had some other stuff, but just trying to get calories in at this point. And then tomorrow's a chill day. And then the good thing about that is like the workouts for tomorrow will be just getting in calories. That's the job for tomorrow, is just re-up on calories and stuff like that. And then edit this YouTube video. That's another thing. Not that there's really going to be much to edit. But yeah, so I'm eating that. Definitely happy about having a coach. Shout out to Parker Kurth, the man, the myth, the legend. It's been 1 week, and obviously like when you start anything, you start slow and then you build into stuff. So it's gonna get harder, of course. But already though, I can just feel the difference of like, it's not even that the training I did in the past was bad. It was just that every single time I would train, I would just essentially try too hard. I would put too much effort into it when you're not, like, that's not training smart. So there's days that are like meant to be easy. There's days that are meant to be hard. And I wasn't making that. I can't really think right now. I can't really talk. Maybe I'll make this clip tomorrow, but I'm happy to have a coach, is all I'm saying. Hello there. All right, so I'm ending the YouTube video. Starting this clip, I have 9 minutes to film this. So, a quick YouTube video for this one, just to get back into the swing of YouTubes. The goal with the YouTube is just to post one video every week, and just to be some form of a culmination of the week. Whether it's little clips throughout each day, or like kind of how today's video was, where it was just kind of focused around one workout, or one day of workouts, and yesterday was a bigger day. So kind of filming around those, but not actually filming them. Because when I'm running, I'm not bringing the camera. I've said that a million times. Unless someone wants to film for me for free. So anyways, kind of what I was talking about with the last clip, but then I was kind of like, brain was moving a little bit slow. So I'm happy I have a coach. That's the biggest difference going into 2026 and going into these next coming races, is I'm not doing it alone. I have someone guiding me through my workouts, telling me what to do. And that's something that just generally in life, I need to get better at, and accepting help and asking. Like, I think it's the process of asking for help, and not just putting it all on my shoulders and dispersing some of the tasks. So yeah, I'm very happy about that. Parker Kurth, shout out to the man. So yeah, yeah. So marathon, I don't know, this video is going to be really just kind of all over the place. But I'll talk about the races that I'm doing. So Treasure Coast Marathon, 26 miles, 26.2 miles, March 1st. It's further south in Florida, so the only thing that worries me about that is if it's just really humid that morning. But other than that, I'll be training in the same weather for the most part. So that'll be good. I'll slowly ease into the heat, ease into it even though it's just hot. But I'll be able to kind of adapt in that sense, so it shouldn't be at least it won't be a big shock if it's like 90 degrees that morning. It shouldn't be, hopefully it won't be. I just hope it won't be super humid. But the goal for that is to go under 3 hours. I do believe I'm capable. I believe I'm capable at this current moment, and I think that in, I guess, January, February, 2.5-ish months, I think I'll be even more capable. So yeah, so that's the goal with that, just to finally get that fucking number, and then go into the Ironman Jacksonville, May 16th. That's kind of my main focus, is the Ironman, and then the marathon's like, even though like with the training plan it's like give race A and give race B, I put race A as the marathon just because it's coming up first and I do want to do good. But realistically in my head, race A is the Ironman, and the marathon's like, they're not as big of a deal to do. So like, say I flop again at this marathon, I'll do another one after this Ironman, and I'll keep going because it's not like super big of a deal. With the Ironman, it's like, I'm not just gonna do that in May and then be like, oh, let me do another one in June. I'm gonna take some time. So it's kind of where my head's at with the marathon stuff. But yeah, so I'm getting excited about training. I know my energy is, 1 week into it, and my energy is much higher. Again, you start things out slow. I think I already talked about this, but you start things out slow and then, you know, it'll get harder and I'll be more fatigued and stuff like that. But I'm already just feeling better. I'm training smarter. Actually like listening to or paying attention to heart rate stuff and just doing what I'm told, essentially. It's pretty easy when you just do what you're told. It kind of takes out the guessing of it, and there's a lot more confidence when because in the past, like, if I finished a run and I was like, oh, that was really easy, in my head, like, that didn't do anything. So it had to be like, that was hard, or that was whatever, for me to be like, oh, that's actually going to make me better. That's not the case. So now it's like, I can finish a run now and be like, wow, that was easy, that felt like solid. And have the confidence to know like, oh, this is going to get me better because the person giving it to me knows what they're doing, and has an array of other athletes they work with their results and his own results. And I'm like, all right, cool. That was easy, but like, I trust that I'm getting better still. And everything on my watch tells me that I'm getting better. I mean, obviously it's just a watch, so it's not like the end all be all, but everything is going up. So that's exciting. Bike workouts have been good. Swims have been good. Swimming with actual structure is awesome. Because I used to go into the pool and be like, all right, I'm going to swim 3,000 yards or 4,000 yards. How I'm going to get there? No clue. I'm just going to start swimming. I would kind of make up a plan as I'm driving there. I'd be like, all right, I'll do this, for blah, blah, blah. But this is like, I just get to the pool and I'm fulfilling the structure. And I know the total number of yards because it says it, but it just happens as a result of me following that. So that's nice. Like, I like that mindset shift a little bit. And then the bike's nice because I'm not controlling anything on the bike. I used to sit there on my phone and control the resistance on the trainer. This just takes you through and does it, and you just pedal. So that's really nice. But I'm gonna keep this short and sweet, and that's pretty much it. It's Sunday today. Just have like a little plyometric workout, which will be fun. I usually don't ever work out on Sundays other than just doing pull-ups, and then I would do whatever endurance stuff. But before I started training, like endurance-wise, I wouldn't do anything on Sundays. I would just go on a walk. And as I started running, I would do some form of a long run on Sundays, which started at 3 miles to where it would be over 20. And that was throughout a couple of years span. But, and then I would just do that. And then most recently it was massive fucking brick workouts. And then right now it's just a little plyometric workout. I'm gonna do my pull-ups and stretch and stuff like that. Did a little morning light swim with a buddy. I wouldn't even really call it a swim. We kind of just fucked around, which was fine. It felt good to just get in the water. But yeah, gonna recover, get my calories in today, and get ready for tomorrow. Got a nice little swim. I know I have at least a swim. I don't know if there's anything else. I haven't looked, I'll be honest. But yeah, get excited. I'm excited. Follow along.